Well, hello folks, welcome back to the channel for our beta save with Fulham. The transfer window has slammed shut, but we got some good business done right on transfer deadline day. We did what we were trying to do. We got in that striker, one that I hope will give us a little bit of a boost, and he is a striker with Premier League experience, but I think when you look at him, I think you will maybe split into two camps, thinking this is maybe a really good signing or a terrible signing. Let's go and have a look who he's signed. Right, folks, this is who we have bought in on loan for the season, Donyell Marlon from Aston Villa. I feel this is a really, really good signing. He's a player with a tremendous amount of pace, a great finishing ability, and critically for us, he can play on the left and the right side as well. So it does mean that even if we're not playing him up top, we can still have him in the team and affecting play. So I think he's a really, really good player. Yes, I think it hasn't gone quite right for him at Villa. You can see 14 goals or 3 goals in 14 games. He just really didn't get the opportunity, but he had a good career at Borussia Dortmund, and you don't get games there unless you are pretty good. So yeah, 13 goals in 27 games is not bad in Dortmund colours. So, but that is not where the fun ends. We have played all the way through, what are we in? Right at the start of September. We've played through August now, and we've picked up some amazing results. Let's have a look. So this is how things went, folks. And you can see here, this is the game that you saw, the 2-2 draw with Brighton. Cracking comeback, Iwobi and Anderson scoring the goals. But you can see the next 2 Premier League games against some really tough opposition, Man United and Chelsea. I thought if we got no points out of these 3 games, it wouldn't be the worst. The fact we got a point from Brighton, I thought that was it for the rest of the month. But no, we took a really convincing 2-1 victory against Man United at home. This was really good. I'm not sure why we've only got 1 goal scorer here. But we can have a look at it. Yeah, Smith Rowe got the goal, and then it was a penalty a little bit later on. We were really good for that. It was pleasing, and as you can see, we had a decent amount of shots in that game. United scored late on, so at no point was I worried we were not going to win that game once we got the lead on 30 minutes. And you can see Smith Rowe got another goal in the next game when we went to Brighton. But this was a bizarre game of football. We lost 5-3. And you can see here we got demolished by Ruta. Hat-trick in the first half, in the first 25 minutes. Absolutely demolished us. And in fact, they were 4-1 up quite early on in the game. But we got ourselves a goal through Smith Rowe, and then a couple of late changes. Chukwueze and Kusi Asari, 2 of the youngsters that we've got on loan, came on and did pretty well. So they kind of changed the game a little bit, and we looked quite good right at the end. But you can see, XG wise, we might have had as many shots as them, but they had better XG and probably deserved the win. The next one was the biggest surprise of all, 2-1 win away against Chelsea, and it was all Traore scoring these goals. Adama Traore was outstanding on the left side, completely tore their right back to absolute shreds. It would be that, was it Reece? James is on the right side, isn't he? So yeah, completely tore him to shreds. It was very, very pleasing to see. It was a bit weird. He just kept running on the inside of him. Did it once and got through, had a shot scored. Did it again, just put the ball round the wrong side of the post, and then the final one he scored, and then he got himself injured. So Traore is out injured for a little bit. So really happy with how things have gone in this first few games. It's very early days, but I thought we might be struggling after that pre-season. I was secretly a little bit worried, but actually we come here in a pretty good place. Let's have a look at the table. You can see we sit in 4th, and we have played a game less than Manchester City, who are top. So we've signed Marlon from Villa, and they've given us him. So they've won their first 3. And today we are playing bottom of the table Leeds. So that probably means we're going to lose this and lose this badly. Let's have a look at the team that we're going to be putting out. Right, first, just to point out, injuries that we've got at the minute, Kevin, Cuenca and Traore all out. A couple of players sort of coming back. Tom Kearney is just on his way back from injury. I think Smith Rowe was out injured as well, but he has managed to make his way back. I know I said Harry Wilson would get some games, but Smith Rowe has scored 2 goals and assisted 1, so he is staying in there for now. And Daniel Marlon is going to get his debut. Will replace Jimenez and swatch them out, because Jimenez has really done very little as a striker. He scored a penalty and that is all we've seen from him. So team is as follows. Marlon leads the line. We've got Iwobi. He's switching to the left side, and that means we can play Chukwueze on the right, who had that nice performance right at the end of the Brighton game. Smith Rowe through the centre there, and then King and Lukic playing in the centre of midfield as the more defensive players, and the back line of Tete, Anderson, Bassi and Sessegnon, Leno in goal. Let's go and see if we can beat Leeds. This will be a good one, if we could. Right, here we go. Marlon getting his debut. I really hope he turns out to be a great signing for him. I feel he should, but it's hard to say. We're going to go on a balanced approach early doors. I don't want to play defensive. I think we've finally got to be a little bit more positive, and that's not what we've been doing recently. So Leeds with a lot of the possession, but in all honesty, that's what we've done. Give the opposition the possession, and you know Leeds are going to play a little bit like that, aren't they? Lovely little ball inside. Here's Chukwueze, just trying to play the ball around. We're playing it up nicely. Daniel Marlon gets turns and gets a free kick. So I have noticed that the highlights are dynamic, as Smith Rowe's going to take this. So it's not always good effort. Not always the same. If you have the dynamic highlights on, sometimes the highlights will be long. It just depends where you are in the game and stuff like that, which is a rather cool thing. So it sort of feels more like sort of TV highlights. So we're sticking to this dynamic highlights for now rather than being on the key highlights, and then we'll see how that goes. Here's Sessegnon. Don't know what he's doing out there. He's been fouled as well. So Leeds are being a little bit on the foul-y side. We don't like this. Smith Rowe's going to take another free kick. Goes short. Nicely done. Here's Bassi. Well, over the top, leaning back all the way, and you could see it when he hit that. Here's Tete. I'll be interested to see how Chukwueze does on this side, because he's getting his first team start, or he's getting his debut start for the team. Here we go again. Does feel like we're pushing Notts Forest 3-0 down to Arsenal already. I do think the Arsenal side are just frighteningly good at the minute, winning games despite having a team's worth of players out injured. So it's quite impressive. Oh come on, that's an awful big opportunity, but just spooned over the bar. Well, here's Smith Rowe. He just lets the Leeds player take the ball off his toe, but Marlon's got it back. Can we see some of this pace? We've got him. I'm not quite sure what to play him as in terms of his role. Let me know in the comments what you think that should be. Here's Smith Rowe. He's going to look for the pass. Oh, he doesn't. He gets his 3rd of the season. What a lovely strike that was. Emile Smith Rowe. I am sorry, Joe. Harry Wilson is not getting in whilst he's playing like this. Lovely little run in there just to get the opportunity. You can't lay your foot on him here, could you? Because he will just go down. So yeah, I thought that was brilliantly well done. And Smith Rowe gets himself goal number 3. Looks a real talent. Ideally, I would like a second goal. You know, we're playing well at the minute whilst we're on top. It would be nice just to pick up that second goal, because you know what can happen in these sort of games. It takes one player to switch off for a second, and then all of a sudden you're behind again. Done well to clear that though. That was definitely not a switching off. We forced them to try and go for a shot early. Oh, yeah, that was again well played from the defender. Defending pretty well at the minute against this Leeds attack. Right, 39 minutes on the clock. We're still 1-0 ahead. Here's Lukic. Oh, I thought that was in. Great opportunity and just put wide. I think the goalkeeper might have had to put a hand on it, but you can't really see that with the highlights. It doesn't work that well. Bassi, free header, should have scored. Right, ball over the top, and just Leno just lets it go. It's very sensible. Marlon, we've still yet to see much of him. I don't know whether to maybe just change his role in the start of the second half. I think I am going to do that. Just, the poacher should play on the defender's shoulder, shouldn't he? So that feels a better role for him. I think I'm pretty pleased with that first half. I think there's more to be had from our team, and we've certainly created some decent opportunities. Scored one of them. Oh, here's Marlon. That's exactly what we wanted him to do. Oh yes, is that onside? How long did that take? Put him right on the defender's shoulder there, and he just uses his pace to take it through. 1, 2, bam. I think we'll be using that a bit. That pace is frightening. Well done, Donyell Marlon, getting his debut goal. Right, couple of changes. Kenny coming on for Lukic, and Wilson coming on for a very tired Iwobi. So I think that probably a couple of sensible changes. Just some fresh legs on the pitch here. A little bit limited with the wide players we've got, and I do want to just give Marlon a little bit more of an opportunity to play in that sort of that role where he can run behind. Here's Smith Rowe. Oh, how did he not get the shot away? Oh, another opportunity. Well done. Well played. Really piling on the pressure. The youngster gets himself a goal as well. Chukwueze on loan. I'm not sure where he's on loan from. That's good to see. 3-0 now. Very nice. Oh, they're looking at that though. It's awarded. Be interesting to see how that VAR system works. Is it always awarded? Is it awarded under certain circumstances? Because you could predict what was happened in previous versions of the game. So it'd be kind of nice. Oh dear me. Calvert-Lewin winning a header, and yeah, that's disappointing. Straight away, it's back to 3-1. Here we go. 74 minutes on the clock. Smith Rowe's going to take the corner. Flies it in. It's gone long. Here's Tom Kearney. Oh, it's off the post. And he's so close. Josh King, come on. You find the pass. Not quite. Right, a couple more changes. Josh King is off. Kenny, Sander Berg's on. Muniz is on this time for the youngster Chukwueze, and we've just moved Marlon to the left side, I think, or the right side, one of the two. So I hope is that proves a good move. I want to see what he's like on the wing as well, because we would like to play him probably quite a lot given what we've seen so far. So if we feel we're going to get more out of him on the wing, we need to know that. That's a foul. 90 minutes on the clock. Castagna has come on, and there's a corner here, and it's a second goal for Leeds. That is interesting. We've not been as good in the air at the back as we might have been, but I wonder, well, could we possibly give this away? Couldn't, could we? Well, Marlon, because he's not massive, is he, Marlon? He's really not massive, but we've put Muniz up top now, and James does very well. Calvert-Lewin with the header, and he's not the tallest, if we're being honest, but he's won quite a lot of headers. Ball up the pitch. 94 minutes. That's a lovely little tackle from Muniz. But James running down this side. Dan James, is it? Oh, it's in! You are kidding me. You are kidding me. We've given that one away. How have we managed that? Just haven't defended. Maybe made the changes too early, perhaps. Or just messed around too much. I don't know. But they just left him there. And, yeah. Wow, what a mistake. We were 3-0 up. And we have let that slip. That is so disappointing. That is so disappointing. Oh, no. Well, there we go. Very, very, very disappointing. What are we going to learn from that? Because we were so good going forward, and then all of a sudden, we kind of let it slip. The goal came in from Calvert-Lewin and just didn't look the same side after that. I'd like to have the... we've got that somewhere, haven't we? Where you can see how the domination of the different teams, that little graphic they used to have. But yeah, it's a shame. We had a really good performance from lots and lots of players there, and to give it up at the last, that's very, very frustrating. Yeah, I just say I can't see how they came up with all that stoppage time. Yeah, it's frustrating. I think we probably should have gone back a little bit more defensive. I didn't do that, and they came at us, and we just stayed trying to play football, and yeah, it did not work at all. But I think there was a lot of positives there. I think Donyell Marlon looked really good at that very first moment of the second half. So I think he showed exactly what he could give us there. Didn't really do much on the wing. So maybe he's going to be more important as a striker, but certainly can see that he's going to be someone who could score us some goals, which is pleasing. Anyway, folks, give me your thoughts on all of that. I've really enjoyed that match. It's there's 6 goals. We were 3-0 up. I mean, if you'd said there's going to be 6 goals after that third one had gone in, I'd have probably thought it was going to be 6-0 because they didn't look like scoring. But there we go. We let them back into it. We're going to learn from that, I promise. Well, we'll try and learn from it. But let me know, what would you have done? 3-0 up, what would you have done? Tell me. Right, folks, if you did enjoy that, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you next time. We're going to jump on a little way further. We'll see if we've managed to keep up this unbeaten run in the league. Hopefully we'll have done. But, yeah, things change quickly in the Premier League. See you next time. Bye-bye.